going to be fine.
Yeah.
Right?
It's going to be great. We're going to do something fun.
Yeah. Probably, right?
Probably.
It's going to be a good one, right?
I hope so. It's always the hope.
Okay. I get nervous.
You get nervous?
Because we're doing a long one, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
It's a few songs in a row, so
okay.
At least it's broken up into different songs.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You'll do it fine.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nathan on Shuffle and to our latest episode of Prog Song Sunday. I've got Jana with me.
Hello.
And this is one of those kind of special-ish episodes I've been doing throughout this year. You know, usually we shuffle into a random song in prog, but I'm capping off our ELP month, or starting the ELP month, with a reaction to most of side one of ELP's Brain Salad Surgery.
Brain Salad Surgery.
Yeah, that's the name of the album.
Okay.
So, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Brain Salad Surgery. Most of side one, I keep saying. Yeah, most of side
Why
one.
most?
Because the last song on side one is actually the first part of a big song suite that continues on to side two.
Okay.
So I feel like that should all be taken as one giant piece, the Carnival 9 epic. So we'll do that all together in another video this month.
Okay.
But for the first video, we'll do the other tracks that are on side one that are like more separate songs.
Okay.
So just think it would be a little fun. There's 4 songs here that we're going to get into.
4 songs. Brain Salad Surgery. This the list right here? Brain Salad Surgery.
Yeah, these are the 4 songs.
Jerusalem, Toccata, Still You Turn Me On, and Benny the Bouncer.
Yeah. So
2014 remaster.
Yeah, this is a remastered version, but the original album came out, I want to say 73. Yeah.
You're so smart.
1973 album. This is their
Symphonic
fourth studio album.
You listened to it 13 times.
And so, yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
So, yeah, want to listen in? You're
okay.
Good to go?
I am good to go.
All right. Probably. Let's try it. All right, it starts with Jerusalem.
Should I take notes?
If you want to.
Is there paper here? Okay, I'm ready.
All right, starting with Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
Walk upon England's mountains.
majestic.
Cool. Now for something a little different.
Let me tell you something, it just don't mean a thing. You see, it really doesn't matter when you're buried in disguise by the dark glass on your eyes. Though your flesh has crystallized, still you turn me on. Lying in my bed, wanna be a color cover magazine, create a scene. Every day a little sadder, a little madder. Someone get me a ladder. Wanna be the singer, wanna be the song. Let me tell you something, you just couldn't be more wrong. You see, I really have to tell you that it all gets so intense. From my experience, it just doesn't seem to make sense. Still, you turn me on. You turn me on.
was fun.
Benny was the bouncer at the Pallady dance. He'd slash a granny's face up, given half a chance. He'd sew you back to pieces, all for less than half a quid. He thought he was the meanest until he met with Savage Sid. Nah, Sidney was a greaser with some nasty boots. He pulled a pint of Guinness over Benny's boots. Benny looked at Sidney, Sidney stared right back in his eye. Sidney chose a switchblade and Benny got a cold meat pie. Oh, what a terrible sight. Much to the people's delight. What hell of a fight! From the wreckage of the playing bits, they tried to stick together all the bits that would fit, but some of him was missing, a part of him arrived too late. So now he works for Jesus as the pastor at St. Peter's
There you go.
I like that.
4 songs that probably couldn't be more different from each other.
Yeah. I take notes and like just, words that come to my mind,
Mm-hmm.
so I can remember to talk about them later. And like as I was writing, I was like, I need to go back and draw a line where like the notes from this song were from this song and the notes from this song were here. And so that way they're separated and I don't mix them up.
Yeah.
Because they are very different. There are 4 very different songs. So, first of all, I felt like the first song, this is how the album starts.
Yeah.
It almost feels like it started in the middle of a song or in the middle of an album. And
it is
so
kind of interesting.
Interesting.
I agree, yeah.
And I liked the organ music of it. If it had this religious, overtone, make you feel like you're in church, but then there's a little bit of proggy in there to remind you that you're not exactly in church. But it felt very majestic to me.
For sure.
So I thought that was just really, really neat, really like cool sounding song.
Yeah, I like that one too. I think it's like a William Blake poem. I think I've read.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's music by Hubert Perry, arranged by Keith Emerson, Greg Lake, and Carl Palmer. So it's kind of an established piece that they, progified, so to speak, I think, which seems to be
about right.
kind of what they do. Speaking of that, the second song also is like a classical piece that they like really made proggy, I think. Yeah.
Okay, the second piece
Toccata.
I wrote. That was weird. Weird was one of the words I wrote.
Yeah.
Adventure. It was like we're going on an adventure. It's driving. Like it's driving with the beat. It's got somewhere to go. I wrote that it was completely different from the other song.
Sure.
And so that's where I started drawing the lines in between my notes so I don't mix these things up. I liked the drum part, like this George of the Jungle type of like drumming solo.
Yeah, there was a bit of that.
And then, although overwhelmingly, I felt like it was like a soundtrack to a movie, like a Catch Me If You Can spy film type of film. Okay. It had like that kind of like Pink Panther, Cloak and Dagger Coat and dagger.
Sure.
Cloak and dagger, like, thing, you know, going for it. Like, it's like, there's something going on that we're listening to.
Yeah.
That it would be a great soundtrack for. And I thought that was really, really, really neat.
Yeah.
And then I eventually did write just weird.
Yeah, it goes off into some weird directions for sure.
And then I wrote pew pew because there's some video game like gun sounds in it, you know, like laser sounds.
Like a lot of weird like keyboard type things.
Old like 1980s. I only heard it like one time, like in 1980s, like pew pew, but not that, you know, the 80s one, like
right,
like a Astro Blasters.
Okay,
I don't know.
Interesting.
Anyway. Very interesting. Very
sure.
interesting.
Very
and
interesting.
There were moments when it was so weird, and I was just looking at you, and you're like, yeah. I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The next one was romantic.
Still You Turn Me On.
Yeah. That this person could be totally on, you know, doing something else, be with someone else, or acting whatever, or not, you know, wanting to be with this person, and that person still feels love for them. Like, you still turn me on.
Right.
I'm still here for you. So.
Yeah.
Romantic.
Yeah, it's a pleasant little song, and it's kind of interesting because it, like, is, like, pleasant and, like, has those nice Greg Lake vocals, and then in the chorus, it has that kind of weird, like...
It goes into funk.
Funky beat. Yeah, it's like this kind of funny, like, juxtaposition to this, like, nice romantic song, and then, like, this kind of funky 70s, like, groove that they get into.
That's what I wrote, is romantic, and then an arrow to funk.
Yeah. Yeah. I always found that unique. You know, they can't just do a normal, like, ballad. They have to throw a little, like, kind of... to it.
Is that the type of group they are? Like, I don't know much. I mean, we've done a couple songs from them every now and then, but...
Yeah, I think so. I think they do a lot of weird, quirky things. You know, they have their big prog epics that are pretty, you know, right in line with the big prog of the era. But then they have these little quirky, shorter songs that are, like, different genres that are, like, you know... Like you're in an Old West saloon, or like you're suddenly...
I mean, speaking of weird, quirky songs in Old West saloons...
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Yeah.
That's what Vinny the Bouncer gets into. And they have a couple songs kind of along those lines on their albums.
Yeah. I wrote Cavalier.
Cavalier.
Like, it's just comical. Comical violence.
Yeah, it's just a funny little story set to quirky, you know, saloon music.
And I wrote Weird Al-like.
Yeah, that's fair.
like we got like a little bit into it. I'm like, are we listening to a Weird Al song?
Yeah,
it could be.
I could see that vibe. Maybe he was influenced by this.
Yeah, I think definitely could have been. So it was just a really like comical little like piece at the end that is about, you know, a bouncer who was too violent and then got his comeuppance and now is a bouncer in St. Peter's Gate.
Yeah.
That's funny to me. It's comical violence.
Comical violence. And he's here for it.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, it's a really eclectic mix of tracks, which always surprises me because this is regarded as probably their most well-known, best album, I think. Yeah. And it's just so, like, kind of all over the place here. It's like, you know, one song's, you know, this big, majestic, like, hymn-like organ thing, and then there's, like, this really avant-garde, strange, classical piece that just goes off the rails, and then you have, like, this ballad-esque, like, love song kind of thing going on with a little bit of a funk touch, and then the saloon music at the end, this little, like, quirky, like, funny comedic song that's set to, like, old western saloon song. So it's just, like, 3 or 4 totally different kind of things.
Yeah.
And we'll get into the finale. You know, there's still one big piece to this album, but I think my plan is to save that towards the end of the month and do that as a whole segment. So should be fun.
Let's do it. I can't wait.
That's when we get into
really
the big prog stuff.
I've enjoyed what we've listened to. I like the that it's all like different sounding and it changes sounds every couple minutes.
I knew Toccata would like throw you for a loop.
Yeah.
It's
that's okay.
But you know, it's not. I mean, it is 7 minutes long, so it's still fairly long. But it's not like so much that...
It's not like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's not 20 minutes. You can kind of like... Because for me, it's even a little bit strange for me, but I feel like it's interesting enough that I can take it in for that amount of time, and then I'm ready to move to the next kind of song. So, but yeah, really eclectic, interesting album here, and one of the staples of progressive rock. So interesting to cover it here. I hope this format was good. I think it kind of works to put these songs all together. It kind of made for an interesting mix to talk about all at once. So
I enjoyed it.
All right, cool.
Yay.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Let us know in the comments if you have any thoughts about this music and about Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And hopefully we'll be back with you in a future episode. So thank you guys for joining us, and enjoy the music.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.